Some bombshell news here. As the Trump administration keeps wishing the Epstein story away, Wired has just come out with a devastating expose suggesting that the DOJ's so-called raw surveillance footage from Epstein's prison cell may have actually been modified using professional editing software. According to Wired, metadata embedded in the video and analyzed by Wired and independent video forensics experts showed that rather than being a direct export from the prison surveillance system, the footage was modified, likely using the professional editing software Adobe Premiere Pro. The file appears to have been assembled from at least 2 source clips, saved multiple times, exported, and then uploaded on the DOJ's website, where it was presented as raw footage. So when Pam Bondi's DOJ told us that it was full raw surveillance footage proving Epstein killed himself, that certainly doesn't seem to be able to support its own weight. This isn't raw footage. It has been manipulated, edited, and reconstructed, and that's not even counting the missing minute that jumps from 11:58 p.m. to 12 o'clock a.m., which has conspiracy theorists rightfully asking, what the hell happened during that lost minute? But here's what makes this whole thing infinitely worse. Trump, Bondi, Patel, and Bongino are now facing a massive backlash from their own MAGA base for completely screwing all of this up.
Do you believe that DOJ and FBI right now, with the guys who we're all close to, Pam Bondi, Dan Bongino, Kash Patel, do you think they have any credibility left to pursue this?
No, and I'll tell you exactly why, Steve, because in 2016, we trusted the plan with Trump. But now Trump has become the deep state. The exact thing we voted him in.
Why do you say he's become the deep state?
What is more deep state than covering up for pedophiles? Why would you go to that island? Why? Tell me, why would you go to that island?
It's insulting our intelligence. Like, obviously the intelligence community is trying to cover it up. Obviously the Trump administration is trying to cover up. Something changed, because they ran on this idea of exposing it all. All these guys had great ideas. Cockeyed Kash, Dan Bongino.
He had clips, dog. He had bars.
He was ready to tear it all down. He was ready to tear down the entire FBI office.
Shut down the Hoover building day one.
Day one.
That bitch still standing.
And then he goes on Joe Rogan and he's like, listen, do you think if I had it, I wouldn't share it with you?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
I do believe that 100%, especially when you're staring at me like this, telling me that.
How cockeyed is he? You said a few times. Can we get a photo of him really quick?
Once you protect pedophiles, you are the most cockeyed person in the entire world. I never called him cockeyed Kash before this.
He couldn't see all the other people raping the children. He could only see Epstein.
He's just staring at the bridge of his nose. Like, I don't see anything over here. I watched all 3,000 hours of footage.
Yo, maybe I'm wrong on this, but okay, you keep talking about this Epstein. They keep talking about this Epstein list. I got the list on my desk. Now they're saying nothing happened. So one of two things, in my mind, is possible. One, you're covering it up. Or two, nothing really happened, and you exploited the rape of thousands of children to get your man elected. So which one do you want here?
The timing of it,
come on,
just seems...
Come on.
It seems like I'll take how do we get the attention off of Epstein for 500, please, Alex.
I hope this story breaking today isn't just a cover story or diversion from the giant fiasco with the FBI and DOJ doing a 180 on Epstein.
So that's it? No client list? Epstein killed himself? No further investigations? Case closed?
Hey, we're going to do an investigation. Now, we can't tell you about the investigation because it's under investigation, so we can't actually talk about the investigation of the people that are being investigated, but they're under investigation.
We don't rise and fall with Trump. We need him. It's a historic thing that's happening. But that said, I'm not breaking my integrity or my morals or what I stand for nobody.
And frankly, these people are right to feel used and lied to. Pam Bondi told Fox News in February that Epstein's client list was, quote, sitting on my desk right now to review. She invited right-wing influencers to the White House and handed them binders marked The Epstein Files Phase 1 and promised a truckload of evidence that would blow this case wide open. She said there were, quote, tens of thousands of videos that would expose the truth. And what did we get? Nothing. Literally nothing. This week, the DOJ released a memo saying there is no client list, and also that Epstein died by suicide, and also that they're not releasing any more documents. If you dare ask about it, by the way, well, this is the freakout that will follow.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable. Do you want to waste the time, and do you feel like answering?
I don't mind answering.
I mean, I can't believe you're asking a question on Epstein at a time like this where having some of the greatest success and also tragedy with what happened in Texas. It just seems like a desecration.
Yeah, how dare anybody ask about the thing that half of Trump's cabinet predicated their entire brands on? Why are you still harping on stuff from the past? Now, where were we? Oh, right, the Biden crime family. And look, I obviously have no insight into the truth about a client list, but these disillusioned MAGA fans are not wrong to be pissed off based on what they've been told for months and years. Whether you believe in Epstein conspiracy theories or not, the Trump administration clearly lied about what they had and what they could deliver. Kash Patel spent years on his podcast questioning the official Epstein narrative. Dan Bongino built his brand pushing conspiracy theories about Epstein's death. But the moment they got into the federal government, the moment they had the opportunity to actually substantiate the very claims that they spent so long making, they completely flipped.
You said Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide. People don't believe it.
Well, I mean, listen, they have a right to their opinion, but as someone who has worked as a public defender, as a prosecutor, who's been in that prison system, who's been in the Metropolitan Detention Center, who's been in segregated housing, you know a suicide when you see one, and that's what that was.
He killed himself. You want me to? I've seen the whole file.
What's worse, we now know that there's been internal fighting about this disaster. According to Axios today, Bongino and Bondi had a heated clash at the White House over their handling of the Epstein case. Bongino was reportedly so angry he took off the day from work today, with some reporting suggesting that he's considering resigning over the Epstein fallout. Sources say that he was increasingly displeased with Bondi's handling of the Epstein case because she had publicly overpromised and underdelivered. So here's the bottom line. The administration promised transparency and delivered deception. They promised the truth and delivered edited videos. They promised to drain the swamp, and instead, they have become part of it. Whether you think Epstein was murdered or killed himself, whether you believe that his client list exists or not, the fact remains that Donald Trump's team lied about what evidence they had and what they could release. They built up expectations that they knew they couldn't meet, and now they are facing the consequences from their own base. Bondi's excuse that she was talking about the file instead of a client list is pathetic. Bongino and Patel's suddenly conversion from conspiracy theorists to establishment defenders is laughable. And Trump's frustrated response of, "Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein?" shows that he knows this is a political loser for him. The edited video is just the latest proof point that we can't trust a word coming out of this administration. That when they claim that something is raw footage, it's been manipulated. When they promise transparency, they deliver cover-ups. When they pledge to fight for the truth, they've become the very swamp creatures that they claim to oppose. The MAGA base is finally seeing what the rest of us have seen all along, that Trump and his team will say anything to win power, and that they'll betray anyone, including their own supporters, once they actually have it. Before you go, if you enjoyed this content and you want to see more and support independent media, please subscribe to this channel. The subscribe button will be right here on the screen. But second, the reality is that we are now in a political environment where this administration can lean on any of the social media platforms to suppress certain voices if they don't like critical coverage. That means my longevity here is in the hands of a few tech billionaires who are already making it clear that they are willing to cater to this administration. To that end, signing up for my newsletter is a way for me to reach you directly if that ever becomes necessary. I'll put the link right here on the screen as well, so please sign up. It's free, but there's also an option to do a paid subscription if you'd like to support me and my team. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching.